Hi, I am Rebecca Cook and I am from Bella Pilates. In today's video, we are going to go over how to release your neck and shoulders, okay? We often think of here, this area, as our shoulders, and even though I will call it the shoulders, this is actually your shoulder. These are neck muscles. So we are releasing neck muscles, but layman's terms, we tend to think of these as our shoulders, okay? So most of these exercises were taken by a book, I believe it was his dance conditioning book by Eric Franklin. So they were not of my own invention, but they are really nice release exercises that can be done in between Pilates sessions, in between your massages that you get regularly. So without further ado, we're going to start with one hand. We're going to take 3 fingers and we're going to place those 3 fingers somewhere on top and towards the back of the shoulder. Those are actually upper trap muscles. We're going to press down on an area that feels very tight, and we're going to take that arm and bring it up and down, and you're going to feel that tissue just kind of move around underneath those fingertips. Then you're going to find a new area, let the arm float up and down, make sure it's loose, and then move to a new spot. So you're just working around top of that shoulder to feel little adhesions or knots or trigger points that you might have. You're able to control the pressure that you're giving yourself by pulling down. So you're going to find about 3 or 4 spots, maybe on the 5th or 6th one. You're going to shake the arm as you lift and lower. Shake the arm so you're really loose as you come up and down. And then you're going to release that. I like to kind of move my neck around a little bit. And you may actually notice, you can notice on me, that my shoulder is lower than this one. You can also do a little test and bring your arms out in front of you, and you can even see in the camera, I'm able to reach this arm a lot further. And if I move back, you see how much further this one just is released and can reach up than this one. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go right underneath the collarbone here. Okay, so find your collarbone. We're not in towards the sternum as much. We're a little bit more out towards the shoulder, but not all the way out. So we're finding some tissue here. We're really rubbing a finger, either your pointer or your middle finger, right in between your collarbone, which is also called the clavicle, and your first rib. And you'll feel a little valley there that you can just slide the finger against. Then you're gonna go one more rib down. You'll feel a little hill and go to the next little valley, and that's in between the first and second rib. And you're just gonna rub that a little bit, okay? After that, we're gonna go back up to the front of the neck. There's this beautiful muscle, one of my favorite muscles in the body. It connects to your mastoid process, which is the little bone behind your ear. And so you can, if you kind of feel that little bone behind your ear, and it runs like this, and it's a single muscle right here, but then it splits in 2. And one end attaches to the clavicle, your collarbone, and one attaches to the manubrium, which is the top of the sternum bone. Okay, so it's called Sternocleidomastoid. Okay, that's the name of the muscle. So it runs like this. There's a couple trigger points up here. What I want you to do, we're gonna find and kind of pincer grip. So we're gonna take like our thumb and our middle finger. That's what I like to use, maybe thumb and pointer finger, but you're gonna kind of like come around it so you can kind of see. If I turn away, it's harder to grab onto, so I kind of turn towards the side that I'm trying to grab. But you can see here, if I don't go in far enough, I'll move my earring, I'm just grabbing on skin. It's not gonna feel like anything. You have to kind of like press in a little bit, and you're gonna squeeze. And you're gonna feel that tissue underneath your fingers. Now you can just hold that squeeze to your comfortability, or you can just kind of like give it a little twist back and forth in opposition You can go up a little bit higher towards the mastoid. Maybe it's a little tighter up there. Maybe it's a little bit lower, but you're just grabbing onto that muscle. Not pressing into anything around that, because you do have the posterior endangerment site, the anterior neck, which is another endangerment site. So we want to make sure we're right on that muscle, okay? So we go there and we can find release. Usually we want to like hold that anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. You can hold a little trigger point anywhere up to 1.5 minutes, okay? So we're gonna relax that. And sometimes after you release that muscle a little bit, you'll feel this huge relief through the front of the neck and shoulders. Okay, so we already did some attachments here. So we're gonna go on to the pectoralis major. Your pectoralis major attaches to the sternum, and then those fibers, they go even lower. They come up and converge into your bicipital groove on the humerus bone. So they cross this joint, okay? So we are going to take, again, our thumb and middle finger, but you may also need to use your ring finger, and you're gonna take that tissue and you're gonna squeeze it, okay? If I'm just getting skin, it's not gonna feel like anything. I have to like get in there and grab the muscle itself, and I'm gonna bring my arm into horizontal adduction, okay? Don't be afraid to let go and maybe squeeze a little lower. Maybe you wanna get a hold of fibers that are maybe just 1/2 inch away. Okay, you can even do a little bit of circumduction as you're coming in and out to break up that tissue, and then you're gonna really relax that arm. And you can already see this is significantly lower than this side, okay? So we're gonna repeat the whole thing on the other side now. So again, take 3 fingers. You're gonna always go with the opposite hand to opposite shoulder, opposite hand to opposite side of the neck. We don't wanna be lifting those muscles as we're trying to release them, okay? So we're pressing down. We're gonna lift and lower that arm, up and down. Just breathe through this. Try to relax, find a new spot, lift and lower. I have used this regimen on myself for years. If I start getting a slight headache, I can just do this a little bit. Let those muscles release. We're gonna do one more spot. You can do a few more spots. Maybe you don't have a lot of time, just do 2 little spots and you wanna do it quickly. It's totally up to you. Just make sure you make time for yourself. Just take a pause in your day and take care of these muscles. Shake that last spot. Now I might move around. I might get a few adjustments in the neck, but you can see now that my shoulders are more even. I'm bringing them forward. They're coming to about the same place, and I'll back up, and I'm able to reach them both equally. It's magic. All right. So we're going to go right underneath the collarbone towards the outside, and we're going to just slide our finger. It can be your middle finger, it can be your pointer finger, whatever you want to use. Just sliding about 2 inches back and forth. Then you're going to go over the hill between the first and second rib and slide back and forth. Okay, going up to the sternocleidomastoid next. Remember, sternum, clavicle, mastoid bone. So I'm pincer gripping. Remember, I'm going to turn towards that muscle to get it loose. Press my fingers in and then squeeze. And you might have one side that's a little bit tighter than the other. I'm right-handed, so I tend to chew on this side. I have a lot more tension on this side of my body, so maybe I want to stay on this side a little bit longer, or maybe I want to start with this side next time, go to this side, and then repeat this side. That's another way to get double duty on those sides that are tighter. I'm going to go up a little bit. Maybe you want to go down. You go to where the tension is. Just breathing through that. You can either just squeeze, or you can kind of shift those fingers back and forth in opposite directions. It's kind of kneading it out a little bit. Okay. Ah, feels so nice. I just move around after those releases a little bit. Now we're going to get under the armpit in a way, but we're really in that pectoralis major muscle, that chest muscle. We're going to bring the arm across and back. Just a great release. This is like kinesiotherapy on yourself, self-kinesiotherapy, just moving through that massage. And then maybe I want to do one more grab. Maybe I want to come different angles, but always kind of across into that horizontal adduction towards your midline with that arm back and forth. Good. All right. You shake it out. Shake out the arms, and you will just feel so much more space here, where it doesn't feel like we're up here. We get that tech neck forward and hunched shoulders. This is just a way that you can release and open up. Try this on your own. Comment below. Let me know how it goes. And I will try to link Eric Franklin's book in the comments. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm Rebecca Cook from Bella Pilates.